Hello again, YouTube. I left you guys yesterday with the video entitled Religious Indoctrination of Child Abuse, addressing the issue of the toddler in that church in Indiana singing that homophobic song. It raised questions, as I said at the end, about where religious liberty ends and it becomes, unreasonable. When do we start to question? It does raise questions about um, the harms of freedom of religion. And I'm just going to give you a few more examples of that. In Oklahoma, recently, a woman takes her daughter, who's a sexual assault victim, to a hospital. There are no nurses on staff who can do rape kits, so she gets no rape kit. Also, the doctor on staff, due to his personal religious liberty, denies her emergency contraception. We're talking about rape victims being turned away, a very time sensitive, very, very sensitive situation, and they're being treated as subhuman and being denied the services they need at this critical time due to religious liberty. That's a problem. I don't care what you believe, but that is a problem. It's a big problem. Then we have sects of Christianity, like the Jehovah's Witnesses. Their children have to, by law, be allowed to die if they have a card on their person that says no blood due to religious belief. Even if blood transfusion would save their life. There was a faith healing church in Oregon who had let dozens of children die because they don't believe in doctors. They finally got prosecuted, I think it was 2 summers ago, when a baby was born at home and was in respiratory distress, but these people don't believe in doctors. And it was shown overwhelmingly through medical autopsies that the child would have been just fine if there had been medical intervention. But instead, the baby died. And finally, there was a criminal prosecution with that. I'm not sure what the outcome was. But these are all examples of lives being affected and lost in very tragic ways, all due to religious belief. So I ask you again, where does the right to practice religion end and, common sense begin? Because you have to admit, no matter your persuasion, those are horrific happenings. They really are. You're talking about deaths of children. People who would have grown up to live full and healthy lives are now dead because their parents believed in whatever it is they believed in. To me, that's a pretty big problem, and I guess this is going to be a little bit of a short video, but it really does kind of raise the question of, should we be regulating some of these more extreme beliefs that, when carried out in the extreme, result in things like what I just described. And for the record, I did want to follow up and say that, I am the last person who would want to take away any freedoms. I already belong to a group of people whose freedoms are, sidelined in favor of religious liberties. The one argument against gay marriage, against gay people being protected, is that they're afraid that religious people will have to violate their beliefs in order to follow the law. And, we supposedly are the land of the free and the home of the brave, but that's not true for some of us. You can still be fired and evicted and denied public services in 29 states for being gay and in 34 for being transgender. Guess where those sentiments come from? Religion. So we really are we need to draw a line, I think. And you guys, you're free to disagree, but I'm not trying to, I think, those religious liberties need to end where the line is crossed, where they blatantly infringe upon life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness of other people. And those other people should include minors who happen to be in the care of people who have these beliefs, and certainly patients that come into a hospital needing things like emergency contraception or an emergency, dose of something to induce labor. You're talking about people's lives here, all being sidelined because of somebody's personal beliefs. How's that for food for thought today? Happy to hear either affirming or dissenting opinions on the subject. and what dangers you might think might be proposed by limiting religious liberty, and also what dangers might be imposed by not limiting it. All right, I'm sure I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.